Here's another DIY from the Retired Guy. Today's topic is distilling water at home. I have a water distiller I bought on eBay for I think like 300 bucks. It's a pure water Aqua Clean MD-4. I've been using this for about 4 or 5 years now, and I like to use distilled water for my coffee and tea in the morning. The way it works is you fill your distiller, there's a float inside, and it heats the water, captures the steam, and then you get condensation, and it comes out this little drip tube right here into your catch basin. And I distill in about, that's the container that I captured in, and it fills that up. Takes about, I don't know, 3 hours. Also uses a lot of energy. But I do like I like distilled water for my coffee and tea. But here's the concerning part, well, maybe not concerning part, but when you're done, when it's finished distilling, the float turns the thing off, and you have maybe a quart of leftover water. That's basically the stuff that's distilled out, and I call it a heel. But anyhow, the leftover water is, I kind of gauge this I gauge my water quality by what this heel looks like when I clean it. So I've been distilling this, I think it's been 3 weeks since I cleaned the machine. And you clean it with some citrus powder that you mix in water, and it takes off the scale off the heating coil on the side of the machine. But I just want to show what the heel looks like. Basically, this is showing what you're distilling out of your drinking water, and you can see the spit of brown. So this is definitely not bad. So I moved from North Carolina to Virginia about 6 months ago, and my water in North Carolina was really, after 2 weeks, I would get this dark black water coming out of it that was kind of concerning. And it would change. In North Carolina, sometimes it would be the grayish, blackest stuff, sometimes brown. But here, I've been distilling for 6 months, and really, I just get a little bit of that brown water to begin with, and then it's really, you can see what's left in there, but it's really much better than what I had in North Carolina. So, based on this, I would say, other than the taste, I'm sensitive to chlorine taste, so I can definitely taste it in coffee and tea. We don't do this. I do drink the water right out of the tap, after exercise, and if I'm just drinking a thermos of water, I just take it out of the tap. But essentially, I just use this for my coffee and tea in the morning, and I don't even know if it's cheaper than buying distilled water, because you do use a lot of energy. But I did have to do some modifications on this. This was a plastic fitting here, and a plastic valve, and it leaked, from getting hot and cooling. There's a lot of expansion and contraction. So I put this, again, 4 or 5 years ago, this cast iron fitting on it, and then a copper drain valve. So yeah, this is just, every 2 or 3, maybe 3 weeks with this water, I clean this out. So I drained the heel. There's not a lot of scale in here, so I'm not gonna descale it. And there's also a steam clean function on here that steam cleans it. I do that like once every 3 or 4 months. But so I drained it, drained the hill, filled it back up with water. Now I'm draining it again, and I run this pipe cleaner in just to, sometimes the hole gets clogged. But if this was the North Carolina water, there would be so much crud in there that this would stop running, and I'd have to run my pipe cleaner in it to get it flowing. And you know, there would be chunks of all kinds of stuff in that water, and that was city water. The water came from the Cape Fear River, and you know, was processed, but I started distilling because there were some issues with chemicals in that water. And distilling is that and reverse osmosis are the only things that take all the chemicals out of the water, as well as the sediment. But yeah, what a difference in the water here, the city water here in Virginia, based on what I see in the bottom of this distiller every couple of weeks. It's yeah, I'm much more comfortable with this water than what I saw coming out of this distiller in North Carolina. So yeah, that's it. Another kind of quirky thing I do. Distill my water for coffee and tea, and I basically use almost a gallon a day is what I distill, and is what we use for, you know, coffee, tea, and odd drinking. But mostly during the day, drinking water just comes out of the tap. So another fun fact I thought you'd be interested in.